Okay, we're on Chapter 3, Displaying and Summarizing Quantitative Data. This is Part 3, and we're going to go over the 5-number summary and box plots. So our 5-number summary consists of the minimum value in your data set, the maximum value in your data set, your Q1, your median, and your Q3. So I've got a data set here, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put it in order from smallest to largest, which is already done here. And then I'm going to get my minimum and my maximum value. Okay, those are the two easiest ones to get, so you might as well just grab those right from the beginning. So my minimum value is 2, and my maximum value is 57. Now I'm going to get my median, which in this case for this data set is 12. My Q1 is 7, and my Q3 is 21. So remember, your median is your middle value, right? You divide the data set in half, and then to get your Q1, you look at the lower half of your data set, and you take the middle value there. For your Q3, you look at the upper half of your data set, and you take the middle value from that. So that gives us our 5-number summary. So from our 5-number summary, we can construct a box plot, and I have one that is drawn on the next slide, and we'll get to that here in just a second. But there's two additional pieces that I want to introduce to you. We also have what's called an upper fence and a lower fence. So our upper fence is our Q3 plus 1.5 times our IQR, and our lower fence is Q1 minus 1.5 times our IQR. So those are two additional things that we're going to put on our box plot, and then when we get to the box plot, I'll walk through how to actually construct one. So here's our box plot, and at the top of the page, I rewrote our 5-number summary. So we've got our minimum, our Q1, our median, our Q3, and our max. I've also calculated the IQR, which is my Q3 minus my Q1. So my IQR for this data set is 14. I've calculated my upper fence with Q3 plus 1.5 times my IQR. That gives me 42. And my lower fence, which is 7 minus 1.5 times my IQR, which is a negative 14. So the first thing that you're going to do when you're making a box plot is you're going to draw a number line down at the bottom like I did. Okay, my number line goes from negative 20 up to 80. From there, I'm going to draw a vertical line at my median value, which is 12. Then I'm going to draw a vertical line that's at my Q1 value, which is 7. And then a vertical line at my Q3 of 21. Okay, and then I'm going to connect those 3 vertical lines, so I'm going to have a little rectangle there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in my fences with dashed lines. So my lower fence there is at negative 14. My upper fence is there at 42. Now what I want to do is I'm going to look at my lower fence and I'm going to ask myself, do I have a data point that is less than my lower fence? Well, my lower fence is at negative 14. And my minimum value in my data set is 2, so I don't have any points that are less than my lower fence. Now I'm going to look at my upper fence. Okay, do I have any values in my data set that are greater than my upper fence? So do I have anything in my data set that's greater than 42? And the answer is yes. I have one data point, which is 57. So I'm going to put a little asterisk at that 57. That's going to be an outlier. Okay, so now I've got that done. I've got my rectangle, I've got my lower fence, my upper fence, and then I've got my outlier to the higher side there at 57. Okay, so now I'm going to draw my whiskers. And so I'm going to go to the left side of my rectangle and I'm going to draw a whisker that's going to go all the way down to the minimum value that is inside my lower fence. Okay, and that's 2. So I draw a whisker down there to 2. Now I go to my right side of my rectangle, and I'm going to draw a whisker that goes all the way up to the highest value in my data set that is inside my upper fence. So I don't want to draw that whisker all the way out there to 57 because that's going to take me outside of my upper fence, and I don't want to do that. I have to stay inside my fences. So the maximum value that I have in my data set that's inside my fence is 24. So I'm going to draw my whisker to the right there out to 24. Okay, so now I've got my median, my Q1, my Q3, both of my fences, my outlier, and my whiskers. So now you have a box plot.